Hello and welcome to Newsroom WolvHaven. I'm Matthew Tofu in One North, and these are the top stories that we're following on this Monday, January 31st, 2022. The future of Parliament is currently up in the air again as inactivity has plagued the server's political system. While the 15th term of Parliament has concluded, no information regarding the next general election has yet to be revealed. This comes as various proposals have been made by WolvHaveners regarding a possible future system. Incumbent General MP Imperial Bloc made the first move and proposed that the current ministerial positions be replaced by 4 secretaries, the only change being the addition of term limits. Citizens would be able to vote directly on bills replacing General MPs. President Silverwolf also presented his vision for the future of Parliament. General MPs would be scrapped and would be replaced by direct democracy, in which all verified users on the WolvHaven Discord server would be able to participate in. Bills would also be scrapped in favor of motions, while there would be no changes to the Senate. Former Minister for Infrastructure and National Development Yoshi Boyd Vance called for Parliament to be scrapped altogether, calling it a, quote, useless entity that solely exists to create a, quote, illusion of democracy on the server. He also called this current system, quote, half-baked, and condemned the MPs for being useless. His comments came under fire, with Senator Matthias Pinotto slamming Yoshi Boy's comments, reminding him that he had actually resigned from his ministerial position due to him precisely not having any plans, despite having run for office and having been elected. Former Prime Minister Mindbuilder1223 also returned to give his 2 cents, in which he stated that he preferred a physical parliament as it would create more enthusiasm for the political process. He also proposed 2 alternative sets of proposals, one in which all citizens could vote, though elected ministers would remain and get 2 votes, and another more complex proposal in which a server council composed of both elected citizens and appointed staff members would be established, replacing the House of Representatives. The Senate, to be renamed as the server executive, would be solely made up of admins. On a related note, Newsnet found out what WolvHaveners thought of their MPs earlier in 2021 with the half-term opinion poll of the 15th Parliament of WolvHaven. Responses were collected in September 2021. Starting off with the Ministry for Creative Affairs, Barack Obama's approval rate dropped by 11% compared to the end of the 14th term of Parliament. The ministry's rating as a whole also dropped. It was the same story at the Ministry for Culture and Foreign Affairs, with number 21's approval rate dropping. Same with the ministry's approval rating as a whole. MIA rating with Minister Quartzy also dropped by 17% and 16% respectively. While at the Ministry for Infrastructure and National Development, the approval rating under Yoshi Boyd Vance, who resigned a month after taking office, stood at 1.6 out of 10, while this climbed up to almost 70% under Heope when he took over following the by-election in August 2021. The ministry's approval rating as a whole dropped by almost 20%. Meanwhile, approval ratings for general MPs remained low, with Imperial Bloc with 57%, Sir Kiwi, the only one with big progression since last term, increasing by 29%, while Wacky Werney had a 51% approval rating. Perception of the ministerial positions declined by 9%, while those of general MPs increased by 11% to 49%. The approval rating for the parliamentary service as a whole remained high at 87%, with the Speaker, Krasjelli, garnering 86%, and Deputy Speaker Laikan Demochi, 84%. Newsnet will be conducting an end-of-term opinion poll for the 15th Parliament of WolvHaven shortly, and we strongly encourage all viewers to respond to it once it is released. Moving on now, proposed changes to the server were outlined back in November 2021 under the Vision 2023 program. Of note, the server will be shifting to a primarily creative-based game mode. Thus, City Worlds starting from Fifth Haven would no longer be linked to Survival World inventories. The server's survival experience would be retained and revamped, with the Pangea reset still planned, though pushed back to when the server updates to 1.18. The Nether and the End will also be reset concurrently. Changes will be made in WolvHaven City itself in order to make the creative city building experience more inclusive. The currently hidden builder rank will be formalized and will allow players who do not meet the requirements of architect or engineer to still be able to contribute to Fifth Haven. Architects and engineers would plan out the city, and builders would be able to help assist in the realization of these plans in a bid to facilitate the transfer of knowledge and also potentially improve everyone's building skills. In addition, builders will also be allowed to fill in or occupy existing empty buildings or add buildings into defined locations that are open to contribution without the need for permission to do so, and thus would be able to import their companies, franchises, or restaurants, or decorate the interior of most buildings, and could be promoted to architect based on their contributions as an alternative route to the current application process. All these changes would be implemented in stages and would be complete by the end of 2022. Moving on now with the DevCom update, the server upgraded to 1.17.1 on the 23rd of October 2021. In a statement posted in #announcements, admin _11 warned WolvHaveners that minor TPS spikes were to be expected when loading new chunks due to the server having to update them, and that not much could be done to prevent this from happening. He also urged WolvHaveners to contact DevCom via the #helppop channel if they encountered any issues. Following the upgrade, _11 also launched the 1.18.1 test server in preparation for a future upgrade on the 18th of December. As per usual, players were reminded to report any issues in the dedicated Discord channel. In Pangaea news now, President Silverwolf announced on the 23rd of October that the Pangaea world border would be removed with immediate effect. Newsnet sources noted that this was in order to allow players to load new chunks in order to access new features linked to the 1.17 server upgrade. Moving on now to cultural events, the server celebrated Christmas at the end of 2021 with the opening of the Fifth Haven Christmas Market. Spearheaded by architect Heope with help from fellow architects Gookie Gooks and Bok Obama, the market housed a number of stalls furnished by members of the community. And as in 2020, a Discord giveaway was organized by admin Karu with numerous gifts such as Nitro subscriptions, Steam games, and monetary rewards being given out through lucky draws. This successful Christmas event provided a stark contrast with problems which hampered planned Halloween events on the server. President Silverwolf had apologized on behalf of the server leadership for the issues which marred the planned Halloween murder mystery minigame, and announced that he would be looking into the matter in order to ensure that issues with events and organizational failures do not continue being a recurring occurrence. Also, on a more personal note, we'd like to thank you for your support over the past 2 years since we launched back in January 2020, and would like to apologize for the lack of news coverage in the latter part of last year. We'd also like to give a special shout out to Pro of Survival and thank him for his kind words he sent us for Newsnet's second birthday. Those were the top WolvHaven stories we were following this January, and we now leave you with some footage of the new developments in the Resistance area in Fifth Haven. Until next time, thanks for watching.